This video is called, Have We Been Duped? Has the American people been duped with this COVID-19 pandemic crisis manufactured by China, manufactured in part by our governments? Good evening, I am your host, Jack Remington. This is my daughter's dog, London. He's a miniature Pinscher Terrier mix, and he's a tough guy, right? Ooh. He tried to bite me this morning. Anyway, this video doesn't have a script. Always a great day to be an American. This is made in the USA. Made in the USA. "50 states are on lockdown. People can't go to work. People can't pay their rent. They got kids to feed. Bills still keep coming in. They don't stop just because, I'm out of work. Oh, they're getting $600 extra a month unemployment. They want their jobs. They don't care about the $600. And speaking of money, that stimulus check for $1,200. What in the heck is that? $1,200. That doesn't even cover a third of the mortgage. And for people that are renting, it doesn't even cover the rent. They still got kids to feed. They still got bills to pay. Is a second check coming? States are still shut down. Some red states have opened back up, but the majority of people are still out of work. I mean, we're having unemployment. It's going to be worse than the Great Depression ever was. We're looking at 40% unemployment. And that's not counting the regular stats that your government uses for its propaganda that the unemployment rate's only 8%. When you drop off of unemployment because you can't get a job or you can't find a job or you're underemployed after a year, you drop off the rolls. You drop off being counted against the unemployment rate. The labor participation rate is a more true, accurate count of who's working in this country, and it did pretty good under President Trump so far. It was at its worst level since the Great Depression when Barack Obama, for 6 of his 8 years of his presidency. But people don't want to talk about that. He's the chosen one. The mainstream media is the de facto public relations arm of the Democratic Party. And they keep saying, well, Barack Obama, he left Trump a good economy, but they're mysteriously silent now that the economy's crashed because of this COVID-19 crisis. See, the Dems try to have everything both ways, and they want everything their way, both ways, 3 ways, you name it. They want everything their way and take no credit when things go bad. Show me a Democrat that's taking credit for anything that's going bad. Other than Janet Reno with that Waco thing back in 1993, was it? Or 1995? I forget what year it was, 1996. But I think we've been played as a country. I think we've been played big time. Let me give you my theories why. Like I said, this doesn't have a script, so if I seem disoriented, I can think the doggies know I don't have a script on this one, so they want in on the action. Come on up. This is Gemini. Come on, Gemini, come here. Come here. Come here. This is Gemini. This is Gemini. This is my dog. A purebred blue-nosed pit. Yeah. London's over with Beaky. Yeah, there's my baby. But anyway, I think we've been played as a country. I think they're playing us. Really? You don't believe me, huh? Well, I have an eBay business, and I buy and sell from every state in the country. And I buy from Canada, I buy from the United Kingdom, I buy from Germany, I buy from France, I buy from Australia. Any English-speaking country that has comic books or magazines or sports memorabilia, U.S. silver coins, I buy from. I've even sold coins to Madagascar and Mauritius Islands in Africa. I've sold to Iceland. I've sold to Poland. I've sold to every country you can think of. I haven't sold to Russia yet, but I've sold to Sweden, Finland, Austria, Portugal, Mexico, Panama, several to Brazil. I've made friends with a lot of them, and they see me on YouTube. So I have an eBay business, so I feel blessed that I can still work that. And it's right now it's going gangbusters because I guess everybody's home with nothing to do, and the people that have money for discretional or optional items such as comic books or coins or hobbies, they're home and maybe they have some substantial savings to draw from which they are the kind of people that I tend to gravitate to sell to. So I'm blessed I got 2 jobs, but a lot of my associates, a lot of my relatives and my daughters and their friends, a lot of them are getting cut. And it's painful to hear the stories on a personal and as a countryman's basis. It's very painful to hear these stories, seeing your fellow Americans struggling. If it is unnecessarily so, that's going to be bad for this country, because people are going to revolt. People are going to get tired of it. We can withdraw our consent as a nation, as a people, to tell these people in Washington, D.C., on both sides of the aisle, you're not doing a good enough job. We withdraw our consent. We're going to get rid of you and put it in a new government, or put in some new people. I'd love to see the Constitution stay, because I think the Constitution has some safeguards in it to prevent beheading tyrants of the European wars between 1200 and 1800 AD. I just think absolute power corrupts absolutely, and even my daughters know this, that this is the only nation in the history of humankind that has a piece of paper, in theory, the document that outlines your form of government, your processes, your limitations, and you are supposed to be we the people.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing.
And these truths are self-evident, Joe Biden. If you're going to try to recite that at one of your campaign rallies, you should have a teleprompter in front of you, or have some notes or something. And the rest. And a lot of people don't know the rest. So it's up to us to try to help people along and educate them if possible. And they're willing to listen if you have the right message, and if you have no malice in your heart and you mean well. And I mean well right here and now, and I'm not happy with this COVID-19 crisis, the way they made it, and I'm not happy because a lot of Americans are suffering. Okay, I don't care what the crisis is. I don't care who says what. I don't care what Trump says. I don't care what Nancy Pelosi says. I don't care what either side says. I personally want to see this to stop. We need to get our economy rolling again. We need to get people working again. And what about the older guy that's going to get sick? Well, you know what? Well, maybe he needs to stay home. You can't shut down 339 million people for 1 million people. That does not make mathematical sense. The American economy from the year 1820 to 2020 has been #1 in the world's history. And within 3 weeks, they destroyed it. I've seen my wife's company's 401k stock go from a certain level that's gone down to next to nothing. I mean, and people they're not happy. They've saved all their working lives for this, and then take it away. But, we got to do this. Says who? Who? That doctor that donated $20,000 to Hillary Clinton's campaign in 2016, because I didn't donate for Hillary. I donated for her. She was strong on pharmaceuticals. So what? Do you think he's really going to help Donald Trump? Every other week they change what they say, and they get Trump in trouble. The gotcha politics, the revenge politics, and the whatever politics, and I could have been a contender politics like Stacey Abrams. That's got to go. That's got to go. Now, Barack Obama, your lottery ticket came in. Lottery ticket came in. You got 2 terms as president. You bought some $15 million estate in Martha's Vineyard, the place that your economist said that was going to sink underwater with the sea rising levels. Well, go enjoy yourselves. Your daughters are 16, 17, 18. They're young women now. Go enjoy that. Stop bad-mouthing Donald Trump. Stop bad-mouthing the Republicans. Stop bad-mouthing the country. Okay, and I'll stop bad-mouthing you. How's that? That sound fair? Not quite. Back to the COVID-19. China needs Trump gone. Why? Because he is the only president in my lifetime that stood up to China and say, look, this Chinese espionage has got to stop. You're taking our trade secrets, you're taking our military secrets. Some of our past politicians, and the guy with the big pompadour white hair and had a wife that thought her didn't stink, tried to run for president. They sold stuff to North Korea and China. Yes, I got that kind of mind. I remember it from 1992, 1993. When it comes to certain things, I have a very long memory, and so do other Americans. And it's up to people like me to bring this back to the forefront. To some people, money is the end all. See all the spy cases that were on the movie for TV channels. These very famous spy cases. They sold their country out for money. Okay, the Russians have paid operatives. The Chinese have been paying operatives, probably at a bigger level than Russia ever has now. 50% of the world's hacking is attributed to China, but not one word about China hacking, no. Why? Because they're all invested in China. They don't want to offend China. The NBA buckled. The NBA, LeBron James, kissed China's ass. The NBA, I'm gonna tell the man. I've been hearing that all my life, and I'm in my 60s. Well, when they went their chance to tell China, well, we kind of need China's market. Yeah, good going, LeBron James. And people listen to him over the president. Give me a break. He's a good basketball player. Go play basketball, okay? The Dixie Chicks, remember them? They got on stage one time, and it was in Austin, Texas. And we don't like President Bush in the Iraq War, and the fans say, "Hey, ladies, you're pretty. Shut up and sing. We're not paying these $100 tickets to hear your political rantings. We're here to pay you, watch you sing, and you entertain us." And it hurt their career. Now they're making a comeback, and so that's why I'm printing this video. And even though I'm a Republican, and they've apologized for it, I don't care. I want the world to remember this is who they really are. Okay, when the leopard shows his spots, believe them. Don't cover up for them. Don't help your enemy. They're your enemy. Okay, but back to this COVID-19. It's all being done for two reasons. They have a president for life.